Hello again. So I got a different project here today that I wanted to put up. You'll have to forgive the background noise. I have my AC running. It's a hot day today, so I have the AC running. It's pretty loud. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so this is just a scrap piece of wood. This is actually the bottom to my coffee mug tree. This is the top. It just goes in like that. Um, but yeah, eventually what I want to do is I want to start getting into like tabletop resin and casting countertops and tabletops and maybe even like refurbishing some old tables and reselling them. Um, I'm in the business of renew and reuse, so I like to find things like this, fix them up, and then I sell them for a pretty decent price. I don't overcharge for my work. In fact, a lot of people tell me that I don't charge enough. But yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to do a small scale test before I start doing like larger pieces. So I figured I'd just like epoxy top this real quick and see how it comes out. Um, it'll be a learning experience for me too. I don't have any training with resin other than being self-taught. I'm pretty sure I got the resin ratio down with the type of resin that I'm using, which is this one. This is SPC crystal clear epoxy resin. You can use it for casting, tabletops, or anything. It's pretty much a multi-purpose. And there was someone in my other video that asked where I got these caps from for pouring, and I actually got those caps off of syrup bottles. My daughters, they love waffles and pancakes, so this is actually off of the, yeah, I got these off of the Mrs. Butterworth. Sorry, I was getting another message on my phone and reading it. But anyways, yeah, so I got those caps off of a Mrs. Butterworth syrup bottles, rinsed them out really good, cleaned them out with some IPA, and just let them sit for a day before I put them on the resin, because resin and water do not mix, and I learned that the hard way. I learned that a real hard way using those acrylic paints and trying to use food coloring to color my resin. I mean, you can, but you got to put a very small amount if you're going to do that. But anyways, so this video is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to epoxy top this and see how it comes out, and I'm going to film it. Let me get everything set up and ready. I still haven't come up with a color scheme, so I think I'm going to do that now, and what kind of design pattern I want to put on there, and I'm going to film it after. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I got my little scale set up here with my styrofoam cup. I know everybody says don't use styrofoam with resin, but this is going to be just a general test, and this is the only thing I have large enough at the moment. And I've seen people use styrofoam to mix resin before, and it didn't seem to cause them any issues. So I'm just going to chance it. This is just an experiment, so if I was probably going to do a product that I was planning on selling, then maybe. I need to just go pick up some more cups though, that's for sure. But anyway, so my color scheme is going to be, this is carbon black. My base is going to be titanium white, zinc titanium white. And for my just like added color, I'm just going to use a little bit of burnt sienna. This is just going to be like small little bits here and there in the finished product, and you guys will see it towards the end. So these are oil paints. I have had a lot of success doing oil paints with the resin. As long as you don't put too much, it seems to harden up a lot better. I was using these acrylic paints for a little while, these ones right here, but these ones are just I guess there's just too much water in it. It just seems to not work well with the resin. I mean, you can do it if you put a small amount, but it ends up being really opaque. I don't really want this piece to be opaque. I want it to be more solid. So yeah, I mean, you can use these acrylic paints, but you have to use them in really small amounts with your resin. So I'm gonna go with oil paints this time, and this stuff hardens really well. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on mixing all of this up, and then I'll come back when I start the pour. All right, see you guys in a bit. Alright, getting ready to do my first pour on this piece. This is just the white, so I'm just gonna go for it. Why not? There we go. Wow, it came out a lot thicker than I had imagined. Okay, let's just pour it like that. and just kind of let it level out a little bit. Alright, that looks good. Wow, that came out pretty good. A little bubbly, but that's okay. We'll hit that with a torch after, or a lighter. I don't have a torch right now. Let's kind of spread this around a little bit. It's kind of like icing a cake. Let's push that to the edge. Just let it level out. I'm too worried about getting it on the edges. Maybe I'll just have it like cascade over. I'll go back and touch it up after. Maybe I'll just go with the paper towel and clean that up. It looks kind of, doesn't look that great. Yeah, okay. There, that's the first layer put on. Looks pretty good. I'm about to hit it with the lighter. Let it set for a little bit, and then I'll hit it with the lighter to get rid of some of those bubbles, and then I'll come back with a paper towel and try to clean up as much as I can around the edges. Alright, so it's the first layer poured. Getting ready for the next layer. Okay, now that I had this set for a little bit, it's leveled out good. I hit it with the lighter, you know, popped most of the bubbles. Got my next color mixed up. Let's come up with a cool design maybe. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully it comes out okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of drizzle it in there. Random places. I like that. Hold on, let me shut off this timer. Okay. See how this goes. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll swirl this stuff in a little better. Maybe try to make like some wavy patterns or something. We'll see. Okay. Let's put a little bit more. I kind of wanted more of a gray versus a really light white. So let's sprinkle some more of that in there. Okay. Let's put that on the side. And I'm just going to take a fresh stir stick and start kind of pushing it around a little. This has a 45-minute work time, so should be okay. Let's get these swirls going. Just trying my best to avoid this middle hole. Luckily nothing has gone down there yet, but who's to say it won't? I mean, it doesn't have to be right up to the edge. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Okay. Let's get this going here. Now, I've seen a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll flick some IPA on it. I think I'm going to try that. It's supposed to add like a really nice splash effect. Some people say it separates the resin. I don't know. I'm not a chemist when it comes to this stuff. So it says it helps separate the colors in the resin. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, let's get this coloring right up to the edge. Don't really want too much white showing. More of a gray. These edges are still white. There we go. That looks good. Okay, I like the way that turned out. That looks pretty cool. Shall we try the IPA thing? I know it looks kind of sloppy now, but this is gonna level out, and if you continue to play with it, it'll it'll level out nicely to like this really marbled like effect on there. And I didn't want it white, so I was aiming more for a gray, and I think I got that here. I don't want to mix it too much or else it's going to start looking black, but I like this light gray color with just a hint of white. And what I'm going to do now is, to get a little bit more of that graying effect, is I'm going to scoop up some of this spilt white resin here. Where's my white resin stick that we have here? It's kind of a lot. Just kind of drizzle that in there. Now, I am a novice at this. I'm not a professional in any way, but I do like art. Let's kind of push those out. Okay. I like the way that looks. It looks kind of crappy right now, but I'll do some close-ups later. I have some IPA here. Let's just try hit it with that and see how it comes out. Oh, cool! I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, it definitely does like something to it. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm done messing with that. I'm just gonna let this set for a little bit, let the alcohol kind of do its thing, let it evaporate a little bit. And then we'll come back and add our burgundy to this, or our burnt sienna to this. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I let this sit for just about a minute or two, and I already like how it's coming out. Maybe I'll forego the sienna. I wish I had some kind of gold I could put in there. It would like really bring it out if I had a little bit of gold. Maybe next time I'll try and do like a flake and see how that comes out, mix it again. But you can see what the IPA did is it kind of just like dispersed the color a little, and it did pretty much like separate in some parts. It just, I don't know how to explain it, but it made it look great. There's some bubbles coming up. I'm gonna hit this with the torch, but I think I'm gonna stop here. I don't think I'm gonna go in and add that burnt sienna. I don't think it needs it. I think it's just fine just like this. Yeah, so it's coming out great. I like the way it looks. I know like in that other video it looked like it was kind of a mess, but after letting it settle a bit, it really came together. I really like that. It looks really cool. It does look like marble. Yeah, let me show you real quick why I chose this color scheme. Is because if you look at my countertop here, this is actual granite, and it kind of has like a similar look to it. It's not the marble effect, but this is granite rock, and it's like a black and gray. There's a little bit of brown here and there. If you look at it good, that's a stain. But yeah, so if you look really good, you can see the brown tones in there. And that's why I kind of wanted to do the sienna, and I wanted my coffee mug to kind of match this a little, or my coffee mug tree to match this a little bit. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. It's looking really good. What we'll do is we'll come back. I'm gonna hit this with the torch, and the next time you guys see it, since I'm stopping here, I'm gonna show you guys the finished product. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so here we are. We're back in my little studio area. So let me show you guys the finished product. Roughly finished product. I haven't did any of the final touches to it yet, but here it is. So this is it. It's been about I'd say 32, 34 hours cure time. I just kind of left it for like a day and a half, only because like I had some other stuff I needed to do. But yeah, this is the finished product. It came out a lot better than I had originally anticipated. I actually like it. It came out really nice. So with the IPA, you can see the effect that it kind of did there. Oh, sorry, let me get away from that glare. But yeah, like right there, you see how it like makes it kind of separates the colors a little bit over here. It just brought it out really nicely. I was amazed at how this came out. Now, I was saying earlier that this is like the roughly finished product because I did have a few issues. Um, so I had let it set. I had let it set for a while, which was good. It hardened up really nice. This is like rock solid. But the cups that I had it on, I thought was level because I had leveled out the surface prior, but I had added a couple cups mid video, not thinking it was going to be much of a big deal. But yeah, it was. So what ended up happening is I had a lot of runoff on the sides. You can see it right here. So I'm just gonna cut all of that off. And styrofoam cups actually worked pretty good for like holding this thing up. The only issue was it got stuck to the bottom, but it was really easy to just take a knife and just scrape it right off. It came right off. Wasn't much of an effort. So yeah, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up these edges. I'm gonna peel off what I can. Maybe cut up here and then just peel it up. And then I'm gonna sand all around here. And I might end up just putting a layer of epoxy around the edges just to make it look a little more glossy instead of the wood finish. But yeah, so this is it. Finished product. Came out great. This could be something that I want to do in the future. My next step is going to be a tabletop. Maybe I'll do this tabletop. This one's pretty beat up. I mean, I solder and I cut and I do all kinds of stuff on this table right here. And yeah, so it looks like it could use a resurfacing. Maybe a nice marble look would be good. Maybe not as dark because I use this as my filming area. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. You guys have a nice day. Alright, I just wanted to take a second to show you guys the finished product. It came out pretty good. I like it. It looks really nice. My next step is going to be to redo the cup holder part. It probably just needs a quick coat of paint. I'll paint it a little better to match, or maybe I'll try and do the marble effect to it. That sounds like it would be a fun project. Not using epoxy though. I'd have to like probably just use paints to do it. But all in all, this was a fun project. I recommend it for anybody who wants to try doing something like this. It was actually a really good experience for me, and it taught me a lot about epoxy, and I'm actually getting more and more comfortable working with this stuff. There's a little green stain there. You can see it. It was already too late before I realized that there was a stain there and I couldn't get it out because the epoxy had already dried. But anyways, you guys have a great day.